What if the life you want isn't 5 years away, but just one decision, one feeling, one day away? Not a new year, not a 30-day challenge, not some perfect morning routine that starts at 5 a.m. Just one day when something inside you finally clicks. The day that you get so tired of your old habits that you walk away from them. The day you stop negotiating with your excuses. The day you look at your life and think, this is not the story I meant to live. Because the truth is, people don't change when it's convenient. They change when it becomes unbearable to stay the same. And that change doesn't come from motivation. It comes from emotion. So if you've ever wondered how someone completely transforms their life, it usually starts with just 4 emotions. Emotions are powerful. Sometimes it doesn't take a whole new plan or a perfect routine to change your life. Sometimes it's just one feeling that finally wakes you up. The first emotion is disgust. Not the dramatic, angry kind. The quiet kind that builds up over time. The kind where you look at your life and think, I can't do this anymore. That moment when you realize you've been settling for situations, habits, and standards that don't actually reflect who you want to be. For me, it was the day I realized I was letting other people make my biggest life decisions. I felt controlled. I felt stuck. And honestly, I felt broke in more ways than just money. And something inside me just said, no, I'm done with this. Sometimes it's not even a big dramatic situation. Sometimes it's something small that quietly breaks your heart. Like standing in a grocery store, choosing between 2 cans that are almost the same in price, and at the end, choosing the cheaper one, even though you hate the brand, just to save a few cents. And in that moment, you don't just feel broke. You feel small. You feel like you've accepted a version of life that doesn't feel good anymore. And that's the moment when the thought appears. I've had it. I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of settling. I'm tired of being the version of myself that I don't even respect. And that moment when you genuinely feel that in your chest can be the day everything starts to change. Because disgust isn't always negative. Sometimes it's the beginning of self-respect. It's the moment you clean out your closet, delete the number, quit the habit, or walk away from the environment that's been draining you. It's the moment you say, I deserve better than this, and I'm not going back. That's powerful. The second emotion is decision. And decision is powerful because it's not calm and logical like people make it sound. It's emotional. It's messy. It's that tight feeling in your chest when you know something has to change, but you're scared of what comes next. It's lying in bed at night, replaying the same thoughts over and over again. Should I stay? Should I leave? Should I start over? What if I fail? It feels like a war inside your own mind. One part of you wants comfort. The other part wants growth. But the truth is, your life only moves forward the moment you decide. Not when you think about it. Not when you journal about it for the 15th time, not when you wait for the perfect moment, but when you decide. There's a simple idea I love. If it's easy, do it easy. If it's hard, do it hard. But just get it done. Because the longer you sit in indecision, the heavier everything feels. Your energy drops. Your confidence drops. And even small tasks start to feel overwhelming. But once you decide, something shifts. You stop overthinking. You stop negotiating with yourself. You just start moving. And what most people don't realize is this. Deciding is often harder than doing. If today you finally made the decisions you've been avoiding, the conversations, the changes, the boundaries, the plans, that clarity alone could give you enough momentum for the next 10 years. Remember, sometimes just the decision is the breakthrough. The third emotion is desire. And desire is simple, but it's also powerful. It's just wanting something, deeply, genuinely, from the inside. Not because someone told you to want it, and not because it looks good on social media, but because something in your heart says, this is the life I actually want. And the truth is, no one can teach you how to want something. This has to come from you. Real desire doesn't come from outside. You can't order it online. You can't borrow it from someone more motivated. It's something that wakes up inside you. But here's the beautiful part. Desire can be triggered. Sometimes it's a book that makes you see the world differently. Sometimes it's a song that hits a little too close to home. Sometimes it's a conversation, a lecture, a random moment, or even a painful experience that shakes you awake. And suddenly you feel something you didn't feel before. You feel a pull, a vision, a quiet voice that says, there has to be more than this. That's desire waking up. And that's why you have to stay open to life, to new experiences, to new people, to new ideas. Because the same walls that protect you from disappointment also keep out joy, opportunity, and growth. Sometimes the moments that hurt the most are the ones that open your eyes the widest. So let life touch you. Not in a way that breaks you, but in a way that wakes you up. Because you never know which moment will be the one that lights that fire inside you. And the last emotion is resolve. Resolve is the moment you stop saying, I'll try, and start saying, I will. Just two simple words. I will. Not maybe. Not if it works out. Not when everything is perfect. Just, I will. There's something about that level of certainty that changes everything. When you truly decide that something is non-negotiable, the world starts to feel different. You stop looking for exits. You stop preparing for failure. You just keep moving forward. It's like standing at the bottom of a mountain and saying, I don't care how steep it is, how long it takes, or how many times I slip. This is my mountain and I'm climbing it. Resolve means you're not turning back. You're not quitting halfway. You're not giving up just because it's uncomfortable. It's a promise you make to yourself. No matter how long it takes, I'm not stopping. Think about how a baby learns to walk. They fall again and again and again. But no one looks at the baby and says, okay, you've fallen 10 times, that's enough. Walking just isn't for you. Of course not. The baby keeps trying until it works. That's it. No overthinking, no self-doubt, just persistence. And that's the magic of resolve. You keep going until the thing you want becomes part of your reality. Now here's the part that ties everything together. And the thing that turns all of these emotions into real results is simple. Action. Because feelings alone don't change your life. You can feel disgust, decision, desire, and resolve, but if nothing in your behavior changes, your life won't either. There's a simple truth. It's not enough to listen, to plan, or to imagine. You have to do something. The people the world admires are not the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who take action, even when it's uncomfortable and even when it's imperfect. And that's especially important when it comes to affirmations. Affirmations can be powerful. Telling yourself, I'm becoming the best version of myself, or my life is improving every day, can definitely shift your mindset. But just affirmations without discipline can become dangerous. Because if you keep repeating beautiful words, but your actions stay the same, you start living in a fantasy instead of reality. Real transformation happens when your words and your actions match. When you say, I'm becoming more confident, and then actually do the hard things that build confidence. When you say, I'm serious about my goals, and then you sit down and work on them even on the days you don't feel like it. Affirmation with discipline is very powerful. But affirmation without action is just wishful thinking. So every time you make a promise to yourself, ask one simple question. What action am I taking to back this up? Because your life doesn't change from what you say. It changes from what you do every single day. So let's come back to the idea of the day that changes everything. Because sometimes your life doesn't transform from a big dramatic event. Sometimes it changes because you start asking yourself better questions. There are 4 simple questions I want you to sit with. The first one is, why? Why would you try so hard? Why read that many books? Why wake up earlier? Why push yourself outside your comfort zone? Why work for more, learn more, or expect more from your life? It's a fair question. Why? And the answer to that question is the second one. Why not? What else are you going to do with your life? Why not see how far you can go? Why not discover how much you're capable of? Why not build the career, the friendships, the confidence, and the experiences you dream about? You're already here. You already have this one life. So why not make the most of it? And that leads to the third question. Why not you? Why not you living a beautiful, full, exciting life? Why not you traveling, learning, growing, and experiencing things you once thought were out of reach? Why not you walking through new cities, sitting in little cafes, seeing places you've only ever seen in pictures, and building a life that feels inspiring to wake up to? Other people have done incredible things, even with difficult beginnings. So why not you? And the final question is the one that matters most. Why not now? Why keep postponing the life you want? Why wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, or the perfect version of yourself? Start now. Pick up a new book, set a new goal, write in a journal, have the conversation, make the plan, take the first small step. Because one day your life story will be told through the choices you make today. And the day you decide to start might just be the day when everything begins to change. And maybe that day isn't some huge dramatic turning point. Maybe it's just today. A quiet, ordinary day where you decide you're done being the version of yourself that keeps settling. You don't need a new year. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need one clear decision, one honest desire, and one small action to begin. So when this video ends, don't just scroll. Do one thing. Send the message, start the page, go for the walk. Make the decision you've been avoiding. Because the day you act is the day your life starts to change. If this video helped you, like it so it can reach someone else who needs it. And if you want more content about confidence, growth, and building a life you're proud of, subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.